Okay, so we've already played this, and we've got one that's a bad ending, because I believe there's four endings in total, and one of them is a survival ending. So let's try to get another one, another ending, and see what happens. A rare infection from a brain-eating amoeba is being blamed for the death of a North Carolina man who was swimming in a water park earlier this month. The amoeba is usually found in shallow freshwater. It can cause severe headaches, fever, nausea, and vomiting, which can progress into having a stiff neck, seizure, and coma. It's not only infectious when water It's only infectious when water is forced up the nose during activities such as diving and skiing, water skiing. According to the Centers for Disease Control, the CDC, the amoeba is rare but overwhelmingly deadly. In the last 57 years, there have only been 145 known infections, but of these, only 4 survived. The CDC says the illness is particularly difficult to treat because it is notoriously hard to detect and progresses so quickly. The next time you go swimming, wear a nose plug and avoid activities that involve being fully submerged in freshwater areas. This is Gabe Stewart, NBS News. Now that is a real amoeba. It does exist. As I said in the other video, please be careful when swimming out in fresh waters. You feel a rush of happiness as you continue your hike because you hear nothing but nature around you. The birds are chirping, the wind is rustling through the tree branches, and water is trickling nearby. It is so peaceful compared to your busy office that is currently far, far away from you. The hundreds of emails you get as a project manager can wait until you return from your vacation. You finally arrive at the lake. The photos you looked through online couldn't convey the beauty of this place. You're so glad to stop here that before entering the cabin you rented for your little vacation. Time to swim is the reward. Yet the hours you spent hiking make your dip in the water all the more refreshing. Waves of relief wash over you as you swim around, and after a while, you let yourself float to enjoy the moment. You close your eyes and your breathing slows. The sun heats up your face while the water cools your back. You hear a scream, and a wave pushes you to the side. You stabilize yourself, coughing and sputtering for air, trying to clear water from your mouth and nose. A boy laughs as he bobs up right next to you. He smiles brightly without a care in the world. Be careful, you could have hurt us both. But nothing happened. His mother calls for him and he swims away. As he steps out of the water, his mother already has a towel in hand and dries his hair. You are a little envious. Clumsy with your words, outside of work. You have a hard time connecting with more with the people you love. Your friends and family do like to spend time with you, but you sometimes feel lacking when you try to show them the same affection. Maybe you would have had an easier time if you had a family of your own. Your friend did tell you that her instincts as a new mother help immensely when taking care of her baby. You hope that in your case the instinct would take over in talking to your child. How great would it be to have such a deep connection? You sigh and raise from the lake. You arrived in the cabin you booked for the next 2 weeks. The space is too big for just one person, but it also feels luxurious to have so much space for yourself. You're basically checking this place out as a vacation home for the future family that you always dreamed of. Even if you don't have a partner, the thought of taking a trip together fills you with joy. By the fireplace, you look at the couches where you could snuggle with your future family. You smile, imagining your child imitating a bear as they wear the fur that drapes over one of the cushions. You stretch your arms wide as you yawn. Time to unpack and get settled. You put your hand into your bag and take out your vacuum-sealed clothes. You packed in this way to make space for other things, your wallet, smartphone, food, toiletries, and some books to pass the time. After putting away all your stuff, you go and take a shower. Half an hour later, you leave the bathroom refreshed and donning a white robe provided by the rental. Walking to the couches with a grin and a glass of white wine. Now, this feels like a true vacation. You take your phone out and check it out of habit from your job. Your mother sends you some digital copies of old family photos when you were little. Your family used to visit the big greenhouse in the city center quite often. There are also some photos of you with co-workers. When did you take these selfies with them? You must have gotten drunk at the last office party. Any milestone has to be celebrated is the motto of your boss, so parties happen pretty often. You don't know how your boss is able to make the company pay for so many, but you don't dare ask him. You scroll further back and finally find some photos with your friends. The last time you guys met was to say goodbye to a friend in the group who was leaving the country. You should call them sometime soon. You have messages from your dad, mom, coworkers, and friends. Your dad always sends short messages like cloud with a photo of the sky attached. You must have inherited his blunt way with words. She likes to nag you and remind you to do things, even though it's been years since you've moved out. It can be annoying, but you know she's doing it with love. You have messages from your mom, dad, coworkers, and friends. You immediately regret looking at this. You sigh. It's gotten so much harder to meet up since your friends group became adults. You yawn and decide to go to bed. The sun warms your cheeks, and birds chirp as you wake up. What a peaceful morning. It's been a while since you've slept this well. You check your phone and notice that you've gotten a message from your dad. Attached is a photo of a flower he saw on his way to work. It brightens your day whenever he does this. You want to send him a photo back, so you decide that today you'll explore your surroundings, take pictures, and make some bookmarks with the flowers you find. After a quick breakfast, shower, and change of clothes, you are ready. Once you're outside, you take a deep breath. You can smell damp moss, flowers, and wet grass. It must have rained a little during the night. You take your smartphone out, start your hike. Your shoes sink in every time you take a step on the pine needle-covered ground. As you look around, the wind caresses the leaves above you, making their shadows dance on the ground. Soon you spot some small purple flowers growing nestled between the fallen tree trunks. You squat down and take a picture up close. You stare proudly at your photo. A dew drop on one of the petals reflects the sunlight, making the scene feel more magical. You stand up and send it to your dad, or at least you try to. You see your bad reception and give it another attempt, but it doesn't go through. You decide to send it once you have a better connection in the cabin. Then you look at the flowers again. Upon further thought, they would be a pretty decoration for a bookmark when dried. Carefully pick one up and make your way back. After you put your bag away, you fold the sheet of paper around the flower and tuck it inside a book. You press the book shut and then stack several more books on top of it. That should make it flat and dried after a while. Then you remember to send the photo. Your dad just answers with nice. Then seconds later, he sends a photo back. You chuckle. You used to make them together when you were younger. I miss you, Dad. You shake your head, a little embarrassed after those words escape your mouth. Somehow you can't bring yourself to send those words. You just write nice back. After a long bubble bath, you are ready to prepare your dinner. You cut the meat on the chopping board almost in a rhythmic fashion. After a while of only eating takeout, it feels good to cook for yourself again. Are you cooking? It looks good. You let go of your knife too fast and it clatters onto the counter. You whip your head around. No one was there. But you had clearly heard a voice. Slowly you move around the cabin, peeking into each corridor, but you found no sign of anyone else in the house. Still anxious, you go back to the kitchen. You start the stove and sear the meat in the pan. The fat glistens and the smell makes your mouth water. You almost forget the previous strange incident. Hungry and impatient, you grab a fork and tear into the meat. It's still a little rare and bloody. You enjoy the flavor and relax, feeling the stress from earlier leave your body, putting the odd incidents behind you. You were still able to find some enjoyment today. The morning alarm almost gives you a heart attack. With half-shut eyes, you search for your phone and hastily turn off the alarm. You sit up and massage your temples. It's been a while since you had a headache this bad. Sluggishly, you crawl out of bed and make your way to the kitchen. You brew some tea in hopes that it'll help and take it to the living room. Take it with you to the living room. Are you feeling off because of all the hiking you did, or is it the rare meat? Several hours later. You breathe heavily as you lean against the cold white ceramic of the toilet. The last time you had to vomit was after the last office party after securing a multi-million deal for the company. The constant flow of alcohol was the only thing making the loud music bearable, but the next morning you had the hangover from hell. You can't remember much else. You know you brought the food just before. You know you bought the food just before your hike, but you can't help but suspect that something you ate might have gone bad. No, not the bread or anything else in the kitchen, it's all fresh. Is it really food poisoning? Could it be some suppressed stress from work finally resurfacing? Was it too much sun after being holed up in the office for so long? You grab your phone and sit on the couch. You decide to research more with your phone and open your browser in order to look up some of your symptoms. You're not okay, so I have to only type certain things. Can be caused by alcohol, certain foods, changes in or lack of sleep, poor posture, skipped meals, stress. You're guilty of those how to treat. Rest in a quiet dark room, hot or cold compress on your forehead or neck, massage, and small amounts of caffeine, ibuprofen, and aspirin. You hesitate. You dropped your phone from a little muscle cramp. You've had those before. Whatever bug you've caught will probably pass by tomorrow morning. You get yourself some tea, a slice of toast, and rest for the day. You slept through an entire day, but you still feel weak when you wake up. You drink some tea and wonder if you should eat something. But you decide it would probably be better to wait it out until tomorrow and give your stomach some time to rest. It would be a waste of food if you had to throw up again. You drag yourself to the fireplace and make a fire. You make yourself comfortable on the couch and watch the flames. They sway from left to right, and if you aren't careful, you could get lost in their hypnotic dance. You start to feel lonely. Even as you enjoy looking at the flames, you miss your mother's chicken soup that she cooked whenever you got sick. You snuggle even deeper into the blankets. Why did you have to get sick all alone out in the woods? Your mind drifts off, and you look around the room in a daze. Is the room getting bigger? Maybe you just imagined it. It's alright, I'm here. You force yourself upright and seize the fireplace poker, brandishing it in front of you while you search for the source of the voice. Could have sworn it was right next to you. But there's no one else in the room. After what happened the other day, you checked as much. Of course, you're the only one here, right? You back into a corner, so at least you aren't ambushed from behind. Then you take out your phone and try to call for help. No. An intense pain wells up in your head. You jolt in pain and let go of your phone. It hits the ground, bounces once, then falls flat. You tremble as you kneel down to retrieve it. You sigh when you see that your phone is still intact. Okay, whatever. Just made its presence known. Seems like it doesn't want you to call for help. You don't care. Your thumb hovers over the dial pad. You're going to make that call. That won't help. You nearly throw your phone out of fear, but you stop yourself in time. You only feel a little pain. Tears roll down your cheeks. You hate this voice. It's swimming in your head. It's seizing up your hand. It's like it's controlling you. No. You sound delusional. What voice? You mean thinking, right? That's what everyone does. You're just fighting your own intuition, aren't you? Close your phone and just go to bed. You hope this ends soon. When you open your eyes, you're not sure what you're looking at. Colors, patterns. Why can't you focus? Good morning. Panic floods your body. There, at the foot of your bed, grins a ghoulishly colored man. Who is he? How did he break in? You snatch a nearby pillow and throw it at the intruder, but it sails right through him. You stare in disbelief. Are you a ghost? No, I'm a living being. We met in the lake. I was looking for a place to multiply, and you were just so warm and so nourishing, I couldn't resist. And finally, you can see me. He leans forward. Hi, I'm an amoeba. I think you humans call me Nigeria Thalori. So I am starting to see things. Wait, are you getting a doctor? Of course, so you're trying to get rid of me. You feel intense pain as a new wave sends you into agony. How could you? We need to stay together, don't you understand? Okay, wait, please calm down. I won't do it. Good. The pain disappears. You feel even weaker than before. Exhausted, you lay back down on the bed. He's an amoeba. He's in your head. And he's sprouted more and more of him to root around in your brain. And the pain is killing you. So, wait, aren't I just going to die then? He doesn't answer immediately. Don't say that, Marlowe. Isn't it wonderful we get to spend time together? You have a hard time wrapping your head around this situation, but what you do know is you're in bad shape, and this thing will let you call out for help. Did it have to be me? Wasn't there a better place for you? No, never. Well, of course, it's rare for my kind to infect humans, but I see it as a sign. And you know what I saw when I got closer to your brain? Your wish for a family, Marlowe. It's as strong as mine. He comes closer and puts his head on your stomach. This is where a baby would grow, right? He breathes deeply. Is this how a fetus in a womb feels? Why would they ever leave their mother's body? It's so warm and comforting inside you humans. A shudder runs through your body. You want to hit him and push him away, even though you know your hands would face right through him. To make this new family arrangement easier for you, I'll even let you call me Niall. Like your unrequited love from your university days. He can dig into your memories? I can offer you everything you couldn't have, but always wanted. Why are you frowning? Not happy? You put on your poker face. Who would have thought that your days in dealing with rude stakeholders would come in handy for something like this? No, sounds good, really. Right? But suddenly his smile fades. He stands up and looks at you with worry. You are getting weaker. And you were enjoying yourself so much too. It made me smile. What was that drink you had? White wine? Yes? I wish I could drink that with you. It's something you humans do with each other, right? Well, I guess we just have to take what we can. Is there something we could do together? Oh, how about I sit with you at the table for dinner? This him playing house with you? Of course, my dear. You shove down all the disgust you feel as fear has pushed you to say this phrase. Niall blinks in surprise. Then he smiles at you in pure bliss. Oh, good. Oh God, now I'm all flustered. Let's go then, after you. You walk into the kitchen, while Niall follows you. You feel his gaze on you. Your hand reaches for the pantry, but Niall interrupts you. You can't just eat bread alone. You're already weak. How about something more filling? I will also try to listen to nausea, so please, for us. You clench your fist. That's rich coming from him. You turn to the fridge and take out some eggs. You'll be fine if I make some scrambled eggs, right? Yeah, that sounds better. The pain and nausea have truly lessened. Seems like if you were him, you can at least keep your head clear enough to think. You hear Niall hum as you crack open some eggs and turn on the stove. Curiosity gets the better of you and you glance at him as the eggs sizzle. He sits on a chair at the dining table, swaying left and right, happily waiting for you to finish cooking. What is this madness? This peaceful scene unnerves you more than anything, but you play along for now. After you choke some bites down, he leans forward in excitement. It tastes better with some company, right? Absolutely, you're really sweet too. He continues to hum. I'm happy that there are at least some things we can do together. What else? Oh, is it possible for us to watch something together later? I saw a glimpse of, what was it? Movie dates in your memory? My phone is a little small for us to watch something together. Oh, okay. With mixed feelings, you turn back to your plate, thankful he at least lets you eat in peace until you're finished. You clean up and begin to fidget as you're not sure how Niall wants to continue the day. Suddenly you get goosebumps and slump down. You heave, a wave of nausea surging through you. Oh no, I thought I could give you more time. He reaches for your arm, but it goes straight through. I wish I could help you stand. After a few seconds, your nausea dissipates. How can you survive the situation? What should you do? Is there a way to be rid of him? Let's get back to bed, alright? You both shuffle back to the bedroom. You lay down in bed and now sits down beside you. He strokes your hair as you gradually fall asleep. You hardly slept and still feel weak. Your neck is very stiff. And the weird colors appear again before your eyes. Oh, you're awake. Good morning, dear. You turn your head and see multiple Niles next to your bed. You suppress the urge to scream. Here, I wanted to show you what our children inside you look like. There's even one here that looks like you. He puts a blob of blue mass on your lap. The way it gurgles and cries, it sounds desperately like a human baby. It coughs, and some blue spit runs down its cheek. Isn't it cute? It's absolutely precious. You try to hug it, but you can't touch it. You are desperate to make him happy. I'm so glad you like it. It's our family, after all. He takes the baby back. Come get breakfast once you're ready. You seem weaker today, so I'll stay silent while you sleep a bit more, alright? You nod and lay down. After a few hours, you reluctantly sit up. Your grumbling stomach won't shut up. When you walk into the kitchen, you assess your situation and try to think of a plan. Niall won't let you call a doctor, nor other help. He loves acting like a husband to you. If you humor him, he will try to lessen the effects of the infection. But if he stays, you will certainly die. You arrive in the kitchen and Niall shows himself. So you have enough strength to eat now. Great. How do I get out of this? Is there a way to somehow use his fixation on family against him? A slight headache interrupts your thought. What are you thinking so hard about? It's like something is moving around inside your head. What are you doing? I just want to know what you're thinking. You try your hardest to think of something positive about Niall. You can't risk him seeing what you truly think. Oh, you charm her. He sounds absolutely delighted. The headache disappears and you sigh in relief. I think somewhere in your memories, it said that a little caffeine helps when you have a headache. Yeah, coffee sounds great right now. You put a kettle on and shake some instant coffee into your mug. Then you take a yogurt cup from the fridge and get a spoon. Niall's eyes glimmer with excitement as if he expects you to do some magic tricks. Is yogurt good? Yeah, it's sweet and cold and refreshing. After a while, you start to play with your spoon. Maybe it's better if you only eat a little bit. You don't want to upset your stomach. Come on, eat a little more. You have more mouths to feed after all. The reminder makes you drop your spoon. What's wrong? Everything about him and what he does to you. You stare at him with open eyes. You bite down on You bite down hard on your lips to hold yourself back from giving him a piece of your mind. Are you angry? No, no, I was just worried. Well, we both want you to be healthy, right? So I'm allowed to be worried about you, right? Sure. This is a nightmare. When the water is ready, you pour some into your mug. After adding some milk, you mix your coffee and drink it. Do you feel a little better? Yes. There's a palpable tension between you two. Niall makes the first move, putting his hand on yours. Here, this might cheer you up. You see blue shapes, and you see, whoa, what? You see blue shapes glow and dance in the space between your hands. Do you like it? You slowly nod. Only this beautiful dance of colors comforts you. It pains you that he seems to care, despite being the cause of your suffering. Do you want to spend some time together in the living room? Maybe watch the fire in the fireplace? Niall sighs. Maybe sleep will help. I hope we can do something together, Marlowe. Now let's go. He walks beside you as you go back to your bedroom. Tomorrow, you have to get it together no matter what it takes. You wake up in your weakest state yet. Your skull feels full and ready to burst. Your heavy limbs struggle to move on command. Your breathing is dry and ragged, and you're attacked by shivers from a sweltering fever. You don't have much time left. You steel yourself and decide you have to push through no matter how upset he gets. You have to at least try. In your dizzy state, you look up and there he is. Good morning. You wish dearly that he would just leave your body. He acts like a husband and wants to be a family. What a disgusting display of this fake family. Like your father. Now, I have a question. Yes? He strokes your hair as he speaks. How you wish you could smack his hand away. Why do you want to be a father? Well, I sort of already am, right? I believe I'm pretty good at it. Thank you, Marlowe. I'm glad you think so. We are a wonderful family. He gives you a kiss on your forehead, but no lips touch your skin, only a tingling flare of heat. He's just an imaginary husband, after all. You haven't really moved much. Are you too weak to stand up today? Is it even too hard to walk now? Or should talk now? How about I dig deeper and see for myself? You feel something pushing and pulling inside your head. Show your memory of a relative who was struggling before their death. Maybe now will show you mercy. You are just exhausted at this point. Marlowe, are you this tired? You nod. I beg you. Make the pain stop. Niall looks over at you with worry, pacing around the room, chewing a fingernail. How about... He puts a hand on your forehead. Does this make you feel... How does... Better? What are you trying to do? I saw a glimpse of your memory once. Of when you were little, I believe your mother did this for you when you were sick as well. Silly you. I had a fever then, not an infection. Guilt flashes across his face, but he shakes his head and affection returns to his gaze. I will think of a way. For now, sleep, my dear. With the last of your energy spent, you drift off into a deep slumber. You're breathing shallow as you wake up in your bed. Patterns dance in front of your eyes and you hear Niall humming. You know it's not real, but you still feel his warmth next to you. Is it comforting? Are you scared? It doesn't matter anymore. All you know is that you're experiencing him. Hope is gone from your mind. You can't tell illusions from reality anymore. You turn your head towards Niall and try to focus your eyes on him. Oh, how beautiful. He reaches out to you and caresses your hair. You must have turned and tossed around in your sleep. The bed sheets are like a veil on you. Maybe this is the only way we can marry. I know we don't have a lot of time. I feel you getting weaker by the second, but don't worry, I am with you. Until death do us part. You feel him wrap you in his embrace. You never imagined that death would feel so warm. You slowly close your eyes as you hear Niall humming the wedding march. Okay, you still died at this ending, but it seemed less painful. Okay, so in order to get the other two endings, you have to begin on day 6. And on day 6, you want to treat Niall badly. So that's what we're gonna do. Okay, so now we're on day 7. We are going to save here. Yes, we're all really healthy. Wonderful, just great. Come get breakfast once you're ready. Seem even weaker today, so I'll stay silent while you sleep in a bit more, right? You nod and lay down. After a few hours, you reluctantly sit up. Niall won't let you call a doctor, nor other help. But if he stays, you certainly will die. Okay, and then we want to go here. A lovely day to spend with my Niall. He sounds absolutely delighted. The headache disappears and you sigh in relief. I think somewhere in your memories it said that caffeine helps with a headache. Okay, so then when we get to this conversation, you want to go here. What? Well, at least in a human sense, I mean. How could you have learned if you had no one to teach you? Then tell me. Children take priority. You don't think I know that? How many of your decisions are for your own survival? How many of this is really for the survival of our children? Good, he's getting insecure. You haven't really moved much. Are you too weak to stand up today? Is it even too hard to walk now? To talk now? How about I think deeper for myself? You feel something pushing and pulling inside your head. Show your memory of your dad. Show him what a great example he is. This has to sway Niall's mind. You stood next to him, barely reaching his waist as you both worked on a wooden toy. He looked away for a second, and you took that chance to use a grinding machine. After all, your father always looked so cool when he used it. Just in time he pulled you away, injuring his own hand, but he smiled and sighed. Oh, my little cheeky angel, don't ever do that again, all right? You're so cruel, Marlowe. If I was a human, I could be the best. I could be the husband you want, the father for your children, but there's no way for me to follow this example. I can't even help you stand up. I'm just a small organism. He looks completely broken, sitting on the ground like a lost child. It's not about just strength, Niall. It's his compassion, that he will put his own children first, no matter what happens to himself. And to know what we can do for our children. Really? Yes. We don't have to welcome death so early, Niall. What? How? If you stay inside me, I will die with you. I don't mind if it's with you. You bite down on your lips. Just continue. You got him where you want him. He's listening. But we're also murdering our children this way. Niall, is that what a father does? Niall looks away. But what else are we supposed to do? We go back to the lake. You and our children can survive there. Hope sparkles in Niall's eyes. But that hope quickly gives way to sadness darkening his face. What about you? We would have to be separated for some time, but that gives me time to recover. Then I can come back and we can have more time together again. But that means you have to walk there and swim in the lake. You could drown. That's what I can do as you really don't want to say the next word, mother. A small sacrifice for our children. Tears form in Niall's eyes as he hugs you. You break up a cold sweat in place of his phantom touch. I'm scared, Marlowe. What if I survive and you don't? Then take care of the children for me. That I only realize now that you truly love us. Thank you. Sleep for now while you sleep. I will try to lessen the symptoms and give you time to gather your strength for tomorrow. Finally, he agreed as expected. You just hope your body can keep up for tomorrow. You cling to that hope as you fall asleep. So we're gonna save here. Oh, do a big save. You take a deep breath. As you open your eyes, Niall stands in the corner looking worried. I can breathe a lot better today, he nods. You convinced me that we should try the lake, so the least I can do is lessen the pain. But your body is still in bad shape. You will see the hallucinations, Marlowe. Are you sure you want to do this? You nod. This is the only way for us, Niall. Niall comes closer and caresses your face. I wish I could carry you to the lake at least. This is all I can do. Trying to lessen the effect and wishing for the best. You swallow back the insults you want to throw at him. At your murderer in front of you. Believe in us, Niall. You bite your lip before you continue. Believe in our love. You choke down the bitter aftertaste those words leave in your mouth. Yes, my love, I will. You drag your weakened body to the bathroom to wash your face and change your clothes. Then, you enter the kitchen. After you force all of one bite of toast down your throat, you are ready to go out. Just a Just days ago, you were so happy to hear the birds chirping. Now you have to try your best and not to turn this into the last hike of your life. Before the colors, although the colors are less aggressive than they've been for the past few days, you still see patterns dance in front of your eyes. The forest is changing in shape, and sometimes the sounds are piercing to your ears. But you force yourself to ignore it all and just focus on walking. You're so brave, Marlowe. You suppress the urge to make snide remarks. I am just doing what I think is needed. I know, but still you could drown. Funny how he reminds you of that when he is already killing you just with his presence. Now I'll try to think positively. Positively. I am well aware of the risks, but this is the only way. The only way for me to survive, yes, for me to Niall. But only because he won't let you call an ambulance. Something positive to talk about. What about your family? I will keep multiplying even there, Marlowe. I multiply and create our children this way. I will take care of them. So we can all enter your body once you come back. It will be the family we both wanted, and with even more time to spend with each other. Like you said, we don't have to welcome death so early. But I am still worried. It is so rare that my kind infects you humans, so even when you come back, don't worry, just believe in our love. It is it is truly a special one. It will overcome the odds. You will never return to this place, though. But Niall cannot know this. Where he has to send, were he to sense your deceit, he would unbury the truth in your mind. There we are. You reach for the nearest tree and lean against it. You arrived at the lake where you got infected. To think you would come back here in order to survive. Be careful, dear. You take off your clothes and enter the water. Ah! Okay, so you have to fail this for one of the endings. So we're gonna fail it. You've become too weak. Your body no longer listens, too ravaged by the infection. Gravity takes over, dragging you down into the lake. Marlowe, please. You gasp for air, and water rushes into your lungs. The smile of your mother comes to your mind. How you wish you could be next to her and be in her comfort one last time. Your throat spasms in pain, your lungs burn, and your mouth opens to scream only to be drowned by the unrelenting water. How long will it take for your coworkers to worry about your absence? How long will they start looking for your body? The pain is now so intense that it stabs into you like dozens of knives. You'll never be able to embrace the family you had always wanted. You gasp in futile attempts for air again and again. Your thoughts begin to drift as your vision fades. You regret that you did not spend more time with your mother. You regret that you could never make any wooden toys with your father again. You regret not going on the trip with your friends. More than anything, you wish you could have been given more time. Now nothing but regrets are left. Okay, we have one more ending to go. Burn your wish to move into your limbs, but they only respond in small movement, and it takes hold as you try not to sink. You hear Niall faintly through the water. Marlowe, Marlowe, please stay with me. This is far enough. I can go from here. As you try to stabilize yourself, you feel your body rapidly change in temperature. You scream in agony as your nerves bear burning fever and icy chills before you hack up the water you swallowed. After several excruciating moments, you can feel heat across your entire body. In the haze, you see tiny blue patterns leave your skin and disperse into the water. Seeing those tiny amoebas leave your body fills you with joy. Finally, you are free of him. But then the small spot on your hand doesn't move for a few moments. You freeze and pray he hasn't heard your thoughts. Please come back to me, Marlowe. He hasn't discovered your plans at last. You give him a genuine smile. I will. Please, if not for me, then for our children, of course. I love you, Marlowe. I always will. You too. He whimpers, and in a broken voice says his last words. Goodbye, Marlowe. Goodbye, Niall. The blue color fades, and the heat along with it. You gather all your strength again and swim to the lakeside. You can't help but move away as fast as possible out of fear it might reinfect you. As soon as you touch the earth, you crawl out and cry. You scream out all of the fear and pain you had to endure. Tears fall, and you can't stop yourself from falling apart. You can't even form the insults you wanted to scream. You are so emptied, so utterly spent, that your infection-ravaged body, aching, acting on sheer willpower alone, is on the verge of collapse. Then a sense of relief washes over you. He is finally gone. Finally, you can return home. This is not how you get rid of the amoeba. So, don't take this for truth. It doesn't just go away like this.